Hey there, everybody. I am Angie Callen, host of No More Mondays, here with your little dose of midweek momentum to push you over the hump this Wednesday. And I am reflecting on my conversation with Wayne Herring on Monday, which, if you haven't listened to, I highly recommend it because I feel like Wayne is my bald male counterpart. It is okay I said that because I said that to him to his face. He is also a former civil engineer who loves outdoor adventure in the mountains and also parlayed an engineering career into coaching. So it turns out there is another former engineer who loves people and the mountains out there. And the two of us, of course, found each other and, of course, recorded a conversation about systems versus human problem solving. Because I think one of the things that we have gotten really good about in our lives and even more so in business is turning to systems, processes, tools, even AI now, and frameworks to solve problems while completely glossing over or missing the fact that the human is likely either the problem or the solution. And that is more relevant than ever as we think about how AI is disrupting the workforce and doing what I believe we should be doing is being an AI enabled human on purpose. And so here's what I'm thinking is examples. Things like we are not getting enough work done at work, or our efficiency, our productivity is low, our utilization is low. We clearly need to fine tune the process, build more systems, bring in automation, or do something framework, tech, tools, AI wise in order to streamline that. What if that problem was simply just a human needed a little bit of upskilling or a little clearer communication on the workflow? There are so many times we throw a system at a human problem and we miss the human, especially in leadership. And newsflash for any of you who own businesses and have employees or who are executives or leaders inside somebody else's company and you are stewarding humans, leadership is a human activity, people. It is an act of selflessness. It is not selfish, even though it feels and often can be this idea of I need to climb this ladder. Well, guess what? If you climb your way to a leadership level, that is not just the be all end all and that you get to just, it's all about you anymore. It is actually the opposite. You are now responsible for other livelihoods, other career development, and other humans that you have to think about developing and stewarding and taking along with you, right? Pulling along and not pushing. And this is so relevant right now because AI is creating a lot of fear in the workplace. The reaction to that is we're also seeing the need for more connection, which is why we go back to this idea of it is very likely if you are trying to solve a problem in your business or on your team and you haven't been able to figure it out yet because you're slapping every single process or product at it, it is probably because you've missed an opportunity to look at it as a human level. Whether that looks like team building and communication and establishing greater trust, whether that means understanding an individual's motivations at their unique level, or a million other very human solutions that we see as people problems in a work environment that we slap a product at. This is the stuff that we really have to be cognizant of right now because we're all wired to solve for efficiency. However, things like trust and clarity and your communications and your relationship and your culture can't be optimized with the click of a button or the implementation of a thing. These are things that are nurtured and tended. And in this environment, specifically at the onset of AI, right? I think in another year and a half or two, things will look a little different. Not saying we're not still going to need that same trust and clarity and stewardship, but right now we're in this really rapid, amorphous, chaotic blob of change. As people see AI come in, they don't know how to use it. Companies are throwing it at them without guardrails or instruction or consistency. And then there's the fear of like, wait, I'm doing this, but is it going to take my job, right? All of that is why we need to really be thinking about human connection right now in the workplace, in our teams, and even at home. People are more disconnected than ever. And that started even before AI, right? The digital age, technology, and social media have not helped us with the illusion of connection, despite being more disconnected than ever. And I think AI is really making that camel's back sag, y'all. Right. And it's about to break to the point that people are seeking out real human connection And when it comes to the workplace and leadership or your business, it is very often that is where you need to look in order to address some sort of inefficiency, underperformance, or lack of productivity. So in this world where we have access to every single system we never could have imagined, I'm going to challenge you to look to the people first. What problems can you solve by activating, upskilling, or trusting humans more before you try to either replace or outsource that to an AI coworker or a system or a piece of technology? Because nothing can replace us being present to the people around us, whether that's at home or at work. Nothing can replace your leadership and your availability and your vulnerability and how people trust in you. And they need that more than ever in this time of change in society and at work. And so what I challenge you to this week is to really think about where you're over indexing on products, technology, systems, and processes as a solution, and where you may be missing the very obvious thing sitting right under your nose, like that team member who is ready to take the next step. So where can you activate or leverage humans to solve a problem before or instead of technology and systems? Seems like a very, very good thing, very logical thing for two former engineers who love people to have talked about. So if you want to hear more, check out Wayne's episode from Monday. And in the meantime, don't forget to connect with the humans around you at home, at work, and in all areas of life.